there's fun, as you know, Don, because you've been in the business so long. In fact, you're older than Moses, I think. But it makes you realize that what people really are. And that's all those kids are. They're a bunch of people that like to have one break in their whole life, just one break. Somebody treat them if there's somebody. That's a nice feeling. I always liked that myself. I was an egomaniac. I liked it a lot.
See what I mean? How good is that? Yeah. Sparky was the first manager to win World Series titles in both leagues, and the only manager to lead 2 franchises in career wins, the Reds and the Tigers. He won 2,194 games. That was the 3rd highest total when he retired in '95, and he was a first ballot Hall of Famer 5 years later and went in as a Tiger. Quite a career for a kid from tiny Bridgewater, South Dakota. He played just 1 year in the majors with the Phillies and batted just .218. He knew then his future was not as a player, so he got into managing and lasted 26 years. At his Hall of Fame acceptance speech, he talked about the game he loved so much.
When I look out here today, if you don't think baseball is the greatest game that the kids ever made, and the kids have played on the sandlots in the streets of New York as Willie played stickball when he was in the big leagues, if you don't think it's the greatest game, leave, because you're missing it all. It's the greatest game there ever was.
Sparky will also be remembered for the many charitable contributions he made throughout his life, like the Catch charity golf tournament I attended with him this past summer, and really since its inception. That event raised money to help children at 2 local hospitals. Our Tom Waite joins me now with what the Catch organization is saying about the Hall of Fame manager. Tom.
And Don, here at Henry Ford Hospital, so many of the kids that had passed through these halls were helped by Sparky's love and by the Catch charity. And the folks who run Catch say the spirit will live on. Sparky Anderson may have left us today, but his spirit has a permanent place in the hearts of Detroiters. And it's not just because of what he did for baseball in this town. It's also because of what he did for sick and dying children.
This is a charity that helps make a difference and kind of, fills in the gaps.
Jim Hughes is the executive director of Catch, the charity Sparky started back in 1987. Its goal was simple and pure of heart, to help sick kids.
It's a unique charity in that it's not for research, it's not for, a cure for a disease. It's for items and services that improve quality of life, whether it's a wheelchair ramp or a wheelchair, adaptive tricycles or computers or things like that.
The loss is not easy, but Hughes says because of Sparky, Catch will live on.
His commitment to children in particular, but the community at large, it's infectious. And the trustees that we've had for 23 years, and they've come and gone, and there's been, turnover here and there, they all have the same drive and spirit that Sparky had, and they want to make sure that this is part of his legacy. We will do Sparky a grave injustice if we don't keep this going and make it even better.
And keep it going they are doing. In fact, Catch has a $6 million endowment. Despite the fact that we've had some hard times here in Detroit, people are still opening their hearts and their wallets to Catch. We're going to put more information about the charity on our website, WXYZ.com. And later tonight, we're going to speak with a family who benefited from the Catch charity. We'll share that with you later. Reporting live downtown, I'm Tom Waite. Channel 7 Action News. Don, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Tom. Jim Hughes does a fabulous job with that charity. All of the people that attended each and every year knew that this was coming and a possibility. They all say, don't worry, we'll be back.
You talked to Sparky once, and he was worried that he would not leave enough of a legacy.
Which is crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Stephen? It is crazy to think about, because, yes, he's known a lot for what he did with Catch, but he did some other things as well in the charitable ways. He did way more, and accomplished way more than probably all of us combined right here, because of his persona and the magnitude of his personality and the way he was with people, and especially the way he was with children.
I absolutely love the way the man was raised, his principles, his morals, when he spoke of his father, about walking tall, no matter who you are, where you come from, what you have and what you don't have. Be proud, have that self-esteem, and that's what he tried to pass on and what he did for so many young people in the city of Detroit. He gave that. Be somebody. Be proud of yourself.
He did pass it on, and he made everybody feel good about the Tigers again, Don.
Now, you played golf with him a few times. I heard Al Kaline today said something about Sparky. He says, he wasn't a very good golfer, but he could talk a great deal.
It didn't matter what you shot when you played golf with Sparky. You just wanted to hear his stories and laugh for 18 holes, and that's what you did.
And thank you for sharing so many of them over the years with me,
No problem, Dee. I remember them all.
Thank you. Well, tonight, people all over Metro Detroit are sharing their memories of the Spark.
Here's what they had to say to our Christy McDonald.
It broke my heart when I found out that Sparky died, and his name was synonymous with Tigers. Immediately, you hear Tigers, you think Sparky Anderson. Great guy, really active in the community, put everything into the team, into the city.
The first thing that actually crossed my mind was that Ernie Harwell and him are probably talking some mad baseball right now together. So it's really unfortunate.
Sparky is not going to ever be another Sparky. That's all there is to it. He'll be missed tremendously, and I'm very sorry to hear him go.
A wonderful day of remembering such a wonderful person. A lot of Sparky's fans are sharing their thoughts and memories with everyone at WXYZ.com.
We're going to share a few with you here. One writes, Sparky, you weren't just a Hall of Fame manager, you were a Hall of Fame person. My condolences to your family and the family of all of baseball.
Another posting says, God bless Sparky and his entire family. We will hold tons of wonderful memories of Sparky, a true hero. Rest in peace, Sparky.
One more to pass along for you. Thank you, Sparky, for showing me how the game is supposed to be played. We invite you to share your thoughts and read up on other thoughts. You'll be touched by what people have had to say about Sparky at WXYZ.com. By the way, here are a couple of things you may not know about the Hall of Fame manager. Sparky's real name was George, and he got that name, Sparky. A minor league radio announcer started calling him that because he was so willing to argue with the umpires. The name and the proclivity to argue also stuck. As Don mentioned, Sparky was born in South Dakota. He grew up as one of 5 children, very humble house. Often talked about being cold in his boyhood home during the winter and how that kept him humble even when he became one of the most popular baseball men in history. And just how popular was Sparky? Well, last year at the '84 World Series reunion at Comerica Park, fans welcomed all the star players. You know, there's Trammell, and there's Parrish, and Gibson, and Morris, but it was Sparky who got the biggest ovation of all from the Tiger fans. Again, Sparky Anderson died at his home in Thousand Oaks, California this afternoon. He was 76 years old.